Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And this watch is the IWC Portuguese or Portugueser 7 days, depending on whether you prefer Portuguese in English or Portugueser in the native German of IWC's Schaffhausen home. This is the reference 5001-013. So the 5001 generation lasted from 2004 to 2014 when the succeeding Portugueser 7 days debuted, and this specific variant, the Dash 13, was made from 2010 to 2014 at the tail end of the run. It's 42.3 millimeters in diameter in pink gold. You can see in profile 14.5 millimeters thick from lug tip to lug tip, 50.4 millimeters with a 22 millimeter spacing between the lugs. We'll throw this watch on my wrist, and it wears beautifully, comfortably, and large, which is the idea. It's not supposed to look like a 36 millimeter date just. The original Portuguese of 1939 was a purpose-built wristwatch that was designed around an IWC pocket watch caliper. The idea was pocket watch accuracy in a wristwatch format. Requested as it was by the Portuguese importers of IWC, the oversized watch that resulted was described and remains known as the Portugueser. So the timepiece wears well on a 16 centimeter circumference wrist. There are smaller versions of the model, but this is the one that looks good on my wrist or a wrist larger than mine. Big is the look. It's not supposed to be goonishly huge, but it should be larger than any other dress watch would be, and this wears quite nicely. It's got a little bit of a concave to the bezel. It will fit underneath most dress cuffs and all jacket sleeves. We've got a handsome strap of substantial rectangular scale alligator leather in a sort of reddish brown with a semi-gloss coating. You can see that we have a monotone stitch, a sheer cut edge that's been lacquered for a fine calfskin on the bottom, no crimping, no gouging, brand new IWC factory strap, buckle with polish and satin, media blast and polish internally, made by, let's see, does it say Unrock right there? Is that what it says? Yeah, Unrock. Cornu is the manufacturer of that buckle because Unrock is Cornu, spelled backwards. So that is a snap shut friction fit that snaps shut securely. We roll around to the case, which is one of the cardinal elements that defines a Portuguese. The original watch, despite its size, was very much of its era. The form follows function aesthetic, practicality in design, much like the Patek Philippe 96, which was smaller by a huge margin, but similar in philosophy and design. Here we have leaf-style hands, vertically arrayed Arabic numerals, small seconds, and then blended lugs that merge seamlessly without any step or notch into the case band. Taking a quick look, we've got a crown with the IWC logo and the IWC motto, Probus Scafusia, the good solid watch made in Schaffhausen. We have a bezel that's somewhat stepped in from the case band with a vertical lip, a concave profile, giving way to a cambered and domed sapphire over a silver satin dial that does not have a directional grain. It's what Patek Philippe would call opaline, a soft metallic silver. Now we've got vertically arrayed Arabic numerals that are appliqué, but we also have appliqué indices outboard of them, a chemin de fer or a railroad track for the minutes, for the seconds, and even to a degree for the power reserve indicator. A nicely balanced dial. You could split it down the center and it would be bilaterally symmetrical. We have the ability to wind the watch if we wish to see the power reserve indicator travel visibly. You could do that. The watch has 7 days of automatic winding power reserve, but you can wind it manually. Now we've also got stop seconds, and we've got a quickset mechanism for the date, and it is a crisp and high-geared quickset, so you can really fly through the dates. Pull the crown out all the way. Now you activate stop seconds. You can set the watch to the second against a reference time. One feature I always love of IWC movements is that there's very little dead angle in the crown. Almost as soon as you start to turn it, the mint hand starts to move. And when the crown is fully withdrawn, it doesn't wobble or feel like it's going to snap off. A lot of expensive watches, even very large and robust ones, have sort of a weeble-like crown that almost feels like it's rolling like a ship in a swell, like it's going to break off. Never that problem with an IWC manufacturer movement. Now you can see the sub-registers are slightly countersunken. There's a little step down towards the date disc. That little step is a thoughtful measure so you don't have an ugly and crude shear cut straight from the dial down to the disc. Turning it all over, you can see we've got caliber 51011. I believe that is the reference here. There you go. So it's a 42 joule automatic winder with a single barrel and a 7-day power reserve. We've got a gold medallion with the logo and the company motto in it, skeletonized rotor. It has an IWC pawl-based Peloton winding system, which you could see right here. So the first version of this would have been metal pawls and a metal pawl wheel. The intermediate version, which is a cleaner one and creates less debris, is ceramic pawls and a metal pawl wheel. And then after 2015, it'd be ceramic on ceramic. This is a very efficient bidirectional system, invented in the late 40s and implemented in the early 50s on IWC watches, created by watchmaker Albert Peloton. It's the father of every pawl-based winding system, including magic lever. Now, 5-position adjustment, that is the high horology and chronometer standard, meaning no matter what the position of the watch, it will keep very consistent time. We have a free sprung balance, which means all adjustments are done using variable inertia screws on the balance rim itself. That's a very precise adjustment system, but also a very shock-resistant one. And then we have a Breguet-style overcoil hairspring, ensuring that positional rate stability. It is a big movement. 37.8 millimeters. It may be the largest automatic in the world. I believe it is. And it was designed for large watches. The Portuguese 7-day, the big pilot's watch. And you can see that it fills this case impressively. We've got snailing, we've got media blast, we've got polished screw heads, we've got a machine-applied but attractive bevel on the edge of the bridges, we've got engine turning on the base plate, we've got solarization on the ratchet wheel above the barrel. It is a good-looking movement. All of this 30 meters water-resistant. So dress watch, that is rain and splash while washing your hands, but you don't want to submerge it. The 7-day Portuguese. If you love it, reach out to Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase and pricing details. Oh, one last detail. Some people will ask me, what is the beat rate here? The original 5,000 caliber was 2.5 hertz. Later on, the 50,000 and 51,000 series were 3 hertz, and that's what this is. And then from 2015 forward, it would have gone to 4 hertz. So that's just defining the beat rate of these watches through the years.